Hey, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Capone. Bring out brand new banger, man. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to activate certain dribble moves if you're trying to be an ISO guard or simply just get better at dribbling. Now, I ain't no crazy ISO guard yet, but I do a few things, you feel me? But without further ado, let's get into the video, man. The first move I want to introduce to y'all is the size up. Now, this move is simple but deadly, as y'all may know by now. The size up that I currently got cannot be poked 9 times out of 10. And if you are wondering my signature styles, don't worry, I already got that video on the way. But in order to activate the size up, all you have to do is flick right on the right analog stick, and if you want to keep spamming it, just keep flicking that analog stick up. Next up, we got the hezzy. The hezzy this year is a must know, and y'all should already know that by now, because it's the move that sets up the next move, whether it be a sham guard or behind the back. So in order to activate this move, all you have to do is hold R2 and flick the right analog stick to the opposite hand of where the ball is currently at, and that will give you the OP hezzy that gives you hella space. If y'all ever want to do the regular small hezzy, all you gotta do is not hold R2 and still flick right analog to the opposite hand. But I promise y'all won't even want to do all that. Holding R2 and flick to the opposite hand is definitely the way. Next up, we got the Runnin Shamgun. In order to activate the Runnin Shamgun, you gotta be in a running motion, which means you're holding R2, then you want to flick the right analog stick to your ball hand, then flick it quickly to your off hand, and it's as simple as that. Next, we got momentum dribbling. And this year, I love the momentum dribble because it looks like you're doing a hezzy, but you're really crossing over side to side. And that throws a lot of people off. Not to mention, you can do a sham guard off this, behind the back, or even a size up to keep your defender thinking. Now, to activate this move, all you have to do is hold R2 and flick both analog sticks to the opposite hand, then flick it once more to the opposite hand. So basically, if I have the ball in my right hand, you're going to flick both analog sticks left, back to right, and that'll activate the move. Next, we got the move and step back. And if you don't have space career on, this move ain't for you, I promise y'all. Unless y'all want to fumble the ball so your team, do not do this move unless you got space creator. But in order to do this move, all you have to do is be moving side to side. That means you're holding R2. Now once you run to the side, you're going to click square to activate the step back, then flick the right analog stick down to activate the quick through the legs getaway if the shot is not there. Next up, we got the standstill behind the back, which is a great move to do, especially when you got a big body screen coming your way. In order to activate this move, it's simple. Again, you want to hold R2, then flick the right analog stick diagonally to the opposite ball hand to give you this behind the back cheese. Coming up, we got crossovers. Crossovers is probably one of the easiest things to trigger, but really not recommended for me. The crossovers this year is hella slow at times, but there is a way to cheese it for a few seconds. So, in order to activate this crossover, all you gotta do is just flick that right analog stick any direction that's opposite of the ball hand. So side to side or diagonally to get it through the legs movement. Now look, if you don't know how to do a step back, I feel sorry for you, bro. It's literally the same every year. But in order to activate this move, all you wanna do is hold R2 and flick that right analog stick back to give you the most space you can possibly get. And that's all there is to it. After you do this move, you may either have a shot or you can go right into another move to kill your defender. Next up, we get the sham guard. In order to activate the sham guard, you must be moving slightly, which means you're holding R2. Then you want to flick the right analog stick to the ball hand, then flick it once more to your off hand. Now, here's a little twist. If you ever want to cancel your sham guard, all you have to do is flick the left analog stick to whatever direction you started the sham guard with. And this is a great move to fake out your defenders, especially when they're expecting a sham guard from you. Now, I know y'all probably thinking that the sham guard ain't any different from the running sham guard I just showed you guys. And there isn't a difference. But in order to activate running sham guard, you must be below the 3-point line to get that split defense animation. And if you're above the 3-point line, you'll be getting the regular sham guard. And that's where they differ slightly, but it's just important to know. Lastly, we had a new move that was just recently put into the game, and that's a spinning step back. And this is one of my favorite moves in the game just because I don't see anyone really doing it. In order to activate this move, first you want to be standing still. Once you're standing still, be sure to use your right analog stick to do a spin move by rotating your stick in a 360. Then you want to flick your left analog stick back during the process, and this will activate the spinning step back. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it helps y'all in them 2K streets. As I said before, I'll be releasing my signature move in my next video just in case y'all are wondering. But be sure to smash that like and subscribe button and comment for your boy, and we out.